Today on the Busy Fan, we had such a wild weekend. March Madness started, there was some NBA injuries and craziness happening there. I suck at March Madness brackets, apparently. Let me tell you all about it.
Yeah, yeah. This is Rev like Lil Home, that's why I stayed down. I done came up off that boy, look what I made now. Like Nike, I just do it.
All right. I suck at March Madness, but everyone sucks at March Madness. No one's ever gotten a perfect bracket before, so give me a break. We know craziness is always going to happen. We just don't know what it is. Let's talk about the biggest upsets, though, and the craziest things that happened. So, definitely the craziest thing that happened was the 15th seed Oral Roberts beating Ohio State 75-72. Ohio State missed some big free throws at the end of the game there, but the fact that Oral Roberts was able to stay in it and make it competitive and everything was super exciting. And then Oral Roberts Oral Roberts beat the number 7 seed Florida, and now they're going on to the Sweet 16. So they're your Cinderella story. That's the team that I'm rooting for from here on out because my bracket is completely busted. So awesome. Gonna keep watching Oral Roberts and see what they do. Other upsets that happened yesterday. Loyola Chicago beat Illinois, who was a number 1 seed. I had Illinois in the championship playing Gonzaga. Wrong. They're out already. Super early. Then we'll keep moving on. Oregon State beat Tennessee. The Pac-12 is having a fantastic March. And the Pac-12 looked like the weakest of the Power 5 conferences coming into this. I was very vocal that I didn't think the Pac-12 would do that well. And I graduated from a Pac-12 school. So it was more of just like we suck like always. Like I was very upset and not happy with the Pac-12. They're doing big time things in this tournament. So I love it. Oregon State moved on. They played Oklahoma State yesterday and won again. So now they're going to go face Loyola Chicago in the Sweet 16. Other big things that happened. Syracuse beat number 6 San Diego State. San Diego State was kind of like they'd won a lot of games in a row, had lost very few games all season, but they didn't play a super strong schedule. So that wasn't a huge surprise. I think people were surprised by how well Syracuse played in that game, but for it being an 11, beating a 6, I still think a good amount of people picked Syracuse to win. But then that Syracuse went and they beat West Virginia today, 75-72. So Syracuse moves on to the Sweet 16. There they will face Houston, who barely beat Rutgers today. Rutgers had like a 5-point lead with a minute and a half left or something like that. And Rutgers had outplayed them for a big portion of the second half of this game. I thought they had it in the bag, and then they just blew it at the end. They were down by 1, came down, and the guard just lost the handle of it, and Houston got it, was fouled, and hit some free throws and sealed the game up. So sad there. I mean, not for you who picked Houston, but like I said, my bracket sucks, so I'm just all about upsets now. So now moving to the other side, we have some of the big things that happened here. The biggest was definitely Abilene Christian beating Texas. So that's number 14 Abilene Christian beating Texas. Again, just to point out how much I suck at March Madness, I had Texas in the Final Four along with Ohio State and Illinois, and all 3 of those teams are out. So the only team I have in the Final Four that's still there is Gonzaga, and I have them winning it, thankfully. So they may be my saving grace, but it won't be enough. I still suck. So, but Abilene Christian beating Texas 53-52 is super exciting. Awesome game, going right down to the wire like that. UCLA, number 11 UCLA beat BYU number 6. That game, BYU is a good team, man. They have a lot of good players, and I think their coach is really good. They just could not shoot on Saturday night when they played. So there was a big upset there. Now Abilene Christian will go face UCLA. Let's see any other big upsets on this side. Ohio beat Virginia. So at least the state of Ohio has something that they can be happy about with Ohio State losing and everything. At least this Ohio is moving on. So those are the biggest things that happened in March Madness. Half of the Sweet 16 is set. Tomorrow we'll figure out who is in the other half. But that's what people are going to be talking about. Those are the highlights for your March Madness week. In the NBA world, unfortunately, I don't have great things to report. LeBron James was hurt. He has a high ankle sprain, is out indefinitely. That's important to know, though, because the Lakers are currently the 3rd seed in the West. They're 2.5 games behind the Jazz, but they are only, 2.5 games in front of the 5th seed. They're only 3 games in front of the 6th seed. The Lakers could drop really fast if LeBron isn't able to come back at anytime soon. And Anthony Davis is out right now, so the Lakers are going to be struggling for a while until they get back. Also, another injury, LaMelo Ball with the Hornets. It was announced today that he broke his wrist and is out the rest of the season. It really sucks because the Hornets are the 8th seed in the East. They've been bad forever, and so it was just kind of cool to see them get a little bit of flash, have somebody who can do something exciting. I didn't think LaMelo played very well in the preseason. I thought he just had a few flashy highlights and everyone was talking about it, but his stats weren't really there. But as the season has gone on and he's gotten more minutes and everything, I think the way the coach handled it by making him come off the bench at the beginning and then moving him into the starting role later, I think was really good for him. And I think he's been playing a lot better and doing a lot of really great things. And was probably going to win the Rookie of the Year award, but now he's out for the rest of the season with that injury. So sucks. They're the 8th seed right now. So without him, I am assuming they're going to drop in the standings and may not make the playoffs this year. So that sucks. But that's what's going on. That's your NCAA recap, your NBA recap, the most important things going on in the sports world and what people are going to be talking about at work today.